Dan will be back tonight, though, with us at 6:45 for the pregame show. 7:10, first pitch, Tyler Duffy going up against Anibal Sanchez. Quick car update from me. If you remember about a week ago, I sent you out and had you sniff my car because my daughter threw up in my car. We're going on 2 weeks ago with that bull, you know what. So as of today, I should be picking it up after they disassembled my door and disassembled my seatbelt.
Wait, what day did you actually end up taking it in for them to start this process?
I took it in once, and then they didn't have time to get to it, so then I took it back in on Friday.
Okay.
But there was like all these delays, and there's some other stuff doing to the car. But anyway, I should be picking it up today, at which point I will declare it vomit-free, smell-free, whatever, and then I'll take it home, and my wife will get in the front seat and go, still there. I guarantee that's what's going to happen.
Does anybody want to take bets on this? Lay down money?
Stoney, you're married. I wouldn't take that bet if I were you.
No, I agree with you because the women can smell everything.
Yes, the sense of smell is very strong. So I sought help. I got help thanks to many of the ticket texters and thanks to the fine people at my car dealership. You're also seeking help with your automobile?
I do. Well, I have a question for you guys or anybody who actually knows the answer to this question.
Well,
or maybe there isn't a definitive answer. I don't know.
Come on. If this
So you have car questions, you're coming to me and Stoney.
Yeah.
That makes all the sense in the world. Go ahead. We're like those two guys click and clack on NPR. What do you need to know?
I'm a huge chicken when it comes to two things that you have to do for your car. One, I get nervous when I have to take it to the car wash that I'm not going to line it up right, and they're going to give me those disappointed eyes that I didn't line it up right.
It's not going to go down to some bottomless pit. You'll get it right eventually.
They tell you. They say go like this.
Oh, I know they're telling you, but if you don't do it exactly the way that they're telling you, or if you make a mistake or whatever, they just look at you like you're an idiot.
It's true, and I always panic on two things: A, putting the car into neutral because I'm like, okay, yeah,
Right.
neutral, and then B, getting the automatic windshield wiper thing turned off.
Yeah, because they're kind of yelling at you.
Yep.
And then B, I also am stressed out every time I have to go get an oil change because I feel like I'm just being taken for a ride. I feel like I'm being convinced that I need things done to my car or changed on my car that don't. Do I need new windshield wipers this time? Do I need a new filter this time? But my biggest question, because there's a bit of sticker shock for me, is the last few times I've been getting synthetic oil. Is this really necessary?
Is this a
It
thing?
is not cheap. Is this a thing? Does it make my car run better? Can I go longer in between oil changes, which is what they say? Is it really necessary for me on a 2016 car to put in synthetic oil when I go get the oil change?
You going 10W30 or 10W40?
I don't know. I thought every time
D or E?
every time I leave, I feel like, did they just talk me into stuff that I don't really need, or is this really a thing?
I think from what I've been told, it is better for your car. However, it's not that much better where it's worth the price because, yes, technically, when you use synthetic oil, you don't have to change your oil as much as you do if you use non-synthetic oil. So basically, the price actually evens out because you have to change your oil more with non-synthetic oil.
I have to tell you, that was almost sexy that you answered a car question like you knew you were talking about.
I'm glad you said almost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what they say.
Okay, so it evens out. So I could go either way on that.
Yeah. Now, that's just from what I've been told and read a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm certainly no expert. I'm
Do you
sure.
put it in your car?
Yes.
You do?
Because I do what they tell me to do.
Well, so do I. And then
Right.
I feel like, well, maybe I'm a big dummy for doing that.
Because I'm afraid that, okay, the hell with them. I'm going to, well, when I go get my oil changed at, the place in the neighborhood, I don't think they would even if I told them not to, I think they have.
That's all they have, you think?
They have to put it in there, don't they?
No. There's a choice.
Yeah, I mean, it's America, for God's sake, Stoney. It's not Russia. Is this Russia? No, you can do whatever you want. I think the whole thing is borders on scamola. I really do, because it's kind of like when you go to the doctor and it's like, well, Sarah, I think you may have sprained your wrist, but we're going to give you an MRI and a CAT scan just to make sure you didn't get, you know what I mean? Like, no. I just want maybe a couple of Advil and that's it. I'm going to walk out of there. Because we went up north a couple weeks ago and my car was like overdue for an oil change. Like I had a little sticker in my window and I had rolled past that. Both the date and the mileage. You know, you have a date or a mileage. I was way past both of those. And I called the lady at the place. I said, hey, listen, I'm going up north, so I'm looking at probably, I don't know, at least 400 miles plus round trip on my car, not to mention what we might do once we get up there. Can you squeeze me in today? And she goes, well, I could, but how much was this your last oil change? I was like, oh, God, we're looking at like, I don't know, 4,000 or 5,000 miles. She goes, oh, you're totally fine.
Really?
And I was like, what? She goes, oh, yeah, you're fine.
Well, then how long is it that you're supposed to go between?
I don't even think you have to change your oil. I don't even think you need oil. I think it's all.
I've heard everything from 3,000 to 8,000, and hell if I know what the right answer on any of this is.
Well,
now.
I'll defer to the car people because I'm not a car person.
248-539-9797. If you know the answer is synthetic oil, a scam. All the new cars make you get synthetic oil. Is it really that necessary?
Because my father-in-law is a big car guy, right? And I remember because we got a car that recommended, you know how you go to the gas station, you have regular unleaded, mid-range, or premium, right?
And I always go for the cheapest stuff.
Me too.
Right. And then I had a car where it said, oh, we really, and even like when I bought the car, they said, just a recommendation. We really recommend you get the 91 or the 93, which is mid-range or premium. And I was like, really? It's a lot more money, you know? And then I talked to my father-in-law. He goes, that's a bunch of crap. He goes, because the engines are made in such a way that whatever I forget the exact term here, but whatever the gas you put in, the engine will compensate for it and break it down in such a way or process it so your engine can use it. So you're really not doing anything to your engine by going for 91 or 89 or whatever. Because, most of the time, everybody goes and gets the cheapest oil they can possibly find. That's just kind of what you do, for sure. But look, I had a friend years ago who said his philosophy of life, and I've adopted this to be my philosophy of life, is that you got to have guys.
Of course.
Guys that you can trust, and I don't know who that is now.
You got to find a car guy. Sarah, you're an old enough person now. You've been on your own for a couple of years. You got to find a car guy where you know that if push comes to shove, you could call this person and say, hey, listen, I need to know, and they can give you the answer to that question, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Find
listen,
a car guy.
I fell for this so much so that when I went to the place the first time, they got me with the whole chip thing. Where there's a speck
in your windshield,
in my windshield, and
Safe Light Repair, Safe Light Replacement.
let's fix this right. Let's fix this right now today. We can do it right now. Zip, no problem. Because you don't want this to turn into something else. So I go in thinking I'm just going to get.
It's free too.
Hell
Totally
no,
free.
it's not free.
No, but they always say it's free. like this weekend, there was a stand set up at my Costco up there on Telegraph.
They say,
free,
but
it's all free.
I think the one at the place that I went to was not, and so I'm going in for an oil change, and then I got sticker shock with how much synthetic oil costs, and then you've got the added cost of doing the whole chip thing, and I'm like, I am just an idiot.
Yeah, I like when they say, like, well, you're at 75,000 miles, which is when we recommend you change your air filters and your brake pads.
Yes!
Really? Do I need to? Scott in Lincoln Park, you're on 97.1 The Ticket. Scott, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Great. What's going on?
Actually, I had, in response to the synthetic oil versus standard oil, synthetic oil is actually negatively charged, so it actually bonds to the metal in your engine better to provide better lubrication than standard oil.
So you're saying it is something that I need, or
that's
it's
if you want better lubrication.
I mean, it's actually all per choice, but synthetic is actually proven to provide better longevity in the long run for your vehicle.
So if you're going to have it for a long time, get the synthetic. If you're just leasing a car for 2-3 years, don't bother. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay.
funny you should say it that way, Stoney, because they asked me. They said, "Are you buying or are you leasing this car?" And I said, "I'm leasing it." They still let me get the synthetic.
You should have said, what will I pay less?
Right.
Yeah. What answer would I give right here that would make me pay less? Right?
I wish.
All right. The other one, too, is when you go get your car washed, you said, you know how they always go, it's $5.99, but for $7.99, we'll flush the underbody.
Yeah, the rust protection and all that.
I don't believe
Never?
they're doing it. I don't think they're doing it. I think it's just a straight wash.
You think it's just
You
pretty
see
colors?
those lights on the
Just because rainbow soap suds are coming down on my car, I don't think it's doing anything more than it actually is. 248-539-9797. We will go to Karsh and Anderson coming up at 10 o'clock, 97.1.